Hi, I'm Moody, feeling moody. It's time for a moon message. Today's moon is the waxing gibbous moon under the astrological sign of Scorpio. This reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and both nodes Capricorn. Holy Spirit, angel guides, spirit guides. What is the July Buck Moon month message for Capricorn? Hi Capricorn, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I'm going to take some time to explain why July is called the Buck Moon, and then we're going to look at some astrology quickly. Then I'm going to pull an oracle. We're going to pull some tarot, and we're going to look at love as well as career for July. So stay with me until the end. Yeah, July is called the buck moon. It is the time of year when male deer, their antlers are grown in. Actually, they shed their antlers in March, and by the time July is here, they've fully grown in, and when you touch them, they feel like velvet. These are very spiritual. The buck is associated with growth, renewal, and transformation. The deer's cycle really aligns with human nature, our cycle. And the renewal of the antlers is what it's all about. Actually, it's referred to as a natural phenomenon. It's said that the antlers are very spiritual, and the shedding and regrowth is a time of also personal growth and transformation. The renewal of the deer's antlers is seen as a symbol of a process from March till July, and Spirit wants us to equate that process with our lives and the process of prayer, meditation, and belief. That's going to be particularly effective in July, especially if you are setting new intentions, Capricorn, and manifesting your desires. The male deer, the buck, is associated with grace, beauty, and a deep connection to nature. They symbolize intuitive connections, higher awareness, and the ability to connect with the spiritual realm. The shedding and regrowing of the antlers symbolizes regeneration, letting go of things that no longer serve us, people that no longer serve us. Actually, the buck is said to represent a connection to the in-between world where dreams and wakefulness intertwine. Their antlers can be seen as spiritual antennas that guide one towards greater awareness and intuition. The stag, which is a term for a buck, is associated with spiritual journeys. The deer, the buck, acts as a messenger or gateway between dimensions. Shedding and regrowing of antlers symbolize the secular nature of transformation and regrowth. The buck is seen as a guide, a leader, an individual towards self-discovery and enlightenment. And then, of course, there is the doe, Capricorn, which is the female deer. And again, those antlers are the key. They are the key and used in determining whether or not the doe is going to have offspring with that deer, that buck. So the doe chooses based on the antlers. And the antlers really reflect everything that the deer has been through. If they have used those antlers to ward off danger and as protection and fought a lot, then guess what? They come in strong, pointier, and more abstract. And therefore, the doe sizes up the buck based on those antlers. So look your best, Capricorn males. When you go out, know that there is some females that are going to be sizing you up. Let me tell you about the astrological things going on. Uranus, who is Aquarius, enters Gemini. And so this is a major transit. It's going to last for a few years, and it's going to revolutionize communication. Aquarius is the age of Aquarius, the big leap in evolution in technology. The social butterfly, learning, media, social interactions, connections radically are going to change how people communicate, share content, information, organize themselves. A lot of experimentation, innovation, evolution in the area of technology and communication. Of course, Mercury goes retrograde in Leo in the middle of July, which is going to impact communication. It slows it down. It's better to communicate less because you avoid miscommunication. Delays occur, distractions. So be mindful of the potential of things to impact your self-expression, because under retrograde we focus on ourselves, our old projects, revisiting old ideas, potential for new job streams, new insights, right? Filling up our cups, taking the time to reflect on what's important to us. We also have Saturn and Neptune. Pay attention to illusion. Saturn is your ruling planet, right? Long-term goals. You're thinking about long-term goals and what responsibilities you need to employ right now in order to meet them. Heavy assessment of what is going on right now with you, Capricorn. Leo, actually, we have a full moon in your sign July 10th, right? So don't be surprised if you're very ambitious. And again, I know your focus in July is long-term goals, money, what you want to do, how you're going to start to do it. Also, Spirit says take time to acknowledge some achievements and consider adjustments that may be needed during these retrogrades. A lot of positive progress for you during this time, Capricorn, as long as you stay grounded, focused, filling up your cups. You could experience major blessings during these retrogrades. They could work out in your favor because your creativity and self-expression is highlighted. The full moon, you're getting rid of whatever needs to be let go, could be holding you back. All right, let's go to the oracle. Message for Capricorn in July, the buck moon. Okay. Focus is the number one thing for you. Yeah, because you are focused on long-term goals. Planning the future. Okay, let me read. Spirit says read. Okay. Focus. Uh-oh. This is a wonderful sign that with focus you will achieve what you want, Capricorn. If I give you an arrow and a bow to use, how will you shoot and hit your mark? This is a reminder that you must not let go of all distractions and have the courage to give it your all. Your arrow will be drawn to whatever you focus on, so keep your eye on the target. However, Remember that you can't control every outcome. Just as the wind can influence the path of your arrow, there are many factors determining the course of your plans. To achieve anything, you must focus, take aim, and let go. Okay, Spirit. I knew that was part of your goals. Okay, I'll get that later. What does... okay. Spirit. Okay. All right. Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Dang. Wow, you're going through a lot. Somebody doesn't want to let go. They don't want you to let go. Wow. A lot of emotions. Some of you are focusing on letting go of a relationship that no longer serves you. All in your head. With the Eight of Swords, it's self-imposed entrapment. Your thoughts are keeping you in a place that maybe you've outgrown, around people you've outgrown. Maybe you're focusing on separating from things and people and places that no longer serve you with the Five of Swords. I see you've made some progress. You let something go. You changed the pattern. You stopped something. Spirit has helped. You know, there's always something we don't want to let go of, right? We're really having difficulty. That's what's the devil uses to really entrap us, to keep us connected. There could be some gossip. This is sabotage. Somebody is clearly out to get you. But that's why Spirit shows up. You have the Tower, Death card reversed, and the Star. And no matter if the card is upright or reversed, if it's a major arcana, Spirit is still in the mix. And this is somebody exercising their free will. You know, that's what God gives us. He gives us free will. Our intuition tells us what we should do, but sometimes we don't do what we should do. I see that somebody was kind of let go, freed from a situation. When the Tower shows up, you are freed. You know, everything around you that's false, it's broken down. You know the truth. But again, there's some type of free will that could bring discontent because it's mental entrapment. It could have something to do with a family, a household, something that you've been freed from. You're still struggling to get out of it now. Okay. There could be a child involved with the Page of Cups. There could be somebody coming to apologize. What is this about, Spirit? Why is the Death card reversed after the Tower? Why is the Death card reversed? What is this? Somebody could even feel guilt or shame, fear, doubt. Is that Seven of Swords? Okay. Tower again. Definitely have been freed from something. But now self-imposed boundaries are necessary. And remaining balanced, steadfast, focus. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on earth. You are protected now with the wings, but it's time for you to go with the flow. Temperance energy is Sagittarian energy. That is action, taking steady action. And this is about you turning that death card upright, letting something end, and moving forward requires your focus at this time. Okay. Focused on the journey. Some of you are actually making progress. Like you can see the other side. You can see some peace, some tranquility ahead. You can see a different environment, peace of mind, stability. Yeah, sometimes the past returns, wanting to work things out, wanting to get your attention. But you have the Tower twice, so you've been freed from something. And maybe there's a test coming up in July. Tell me more about love here for... And this is about you staying focused on yourself, doing things that uplift you, waiting for great love. It's worth it. Make the effort. Great love is worth waiting for and taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay. Yeah. You deserve true love at this point, or something really gratifying. Absolutely. You may need to let friends, some of you need to establish new friendships. You do have the Three of Pentacles. People that are aligning with where you're focused. Okay. What else, Spirit? Love. It's not you, so don't reject yourself. Sometimes rejection is divine intervention because you have the Tower twice. Like after the relationship fell apart, or it was clear that that was obstructed. It was like you could not go that way again. Somebody did try, but it was foiled. It was foiled. It was divine intervening because clearly you are supposed to move on. Make the effort to move on. Yeah, awaken that heart chakra. This is about you preparing, remaining focused after you've been set free. Remain focused on where you're headed, what you really want. Awaken your heart center and let love in. This is about you being awakened from a dead situation to new beginnings, something new, letting go of the past, stepping into something new, pushing forward in new opportunities. If it's not about who you love, Capricorn, then it's what you love. This is a time to let go, to take a risk, to step forward, to embrace a new beginning, right? To get ready. It's coming in. Absolutely. So you have a full moon in Capricorn. Again, two endings and the Death card, turning that upright, not resisting something that's ending. If something is ending in your life, let it end. Clearly, you're being told that with this full moon in Capricorn. It's blocking your long-term goals. That's why Spirit is saying, let it go. It's time to move forward. And you got something that you love, really love, waiting for you. This is about not returning to something that Spirit has set you free from, keeping your focus, maintaining that focus. Okay. I don't see that there's another person per se coming in, Capricorn. I see it's you making progress in moving forward and aligning and going towards what it is that you really want. More heart chakra. Yes. Emotional spending. Paying attention to your emotions in every aspect of your life. Like cutting back on emotional spending. Focusing on joint finances. Being supportive. If you are looking for what you truly love to do, you're looking for a job that you want to get up and go to every day, where you're learning, where they appreciate you. I know. I see your heart leading the way in July. You're following your heart, what really is for you. There is an upward trend. Some of you could actually be staying at your jobs, getting a promotion. But I do see a lot of change. I see things spiraling and not necessarily out of control, but moving you, separating you from the past. That is what's happening. With 2 towers, yeah, that is over. You're ready for something new. Right. What else, Spirit, for Capricorn in July? Fluctuating income, indecision. Be careful of that. This is a time for a new strategy. Some of you are dealing with seasonal work, like summer work, or selling something that is only done in the summer, like vending. I see. But there's a lot of things that you can choose from. There's a lot of fluctuation right now, which means there's a lot of beginnings, there's a lot of opportunities, and that's why there's a process in July. Prayer, meditation, and believing, to get to that point where you're really starting to put things together, the action, putting the action towards those goals and objectives, and believing. Yeah, you got new beginnings coming. Just keep focused. What else, Spirit, does Capricorn need to know? If you're letting go of something that no longer serves you, to make room for something to come in. That's what I see. Look at your card, wealth. This is you, Pentacles, working towards real wealth, prosperity. Either things that make your heart feel good. Yes, because wealth is measured in many different ways, right? But I do see you investing in yourself and looking into long-term career planning. Your future wealth is important. This is so good because remember we were talking about some insecurities and limitations and fears and doubts. We know that that's a natural part of life, that when we are succeeding, the test will arise. But those are just obstacles, and don't make them bigger than what they seem. You can get around them with some careful thought. Simply choose something better for yourself. That's how you should deal with any type of limitations at this time in July. Work on getting around them. I do see it. And here you go. The 6 of Wands. Especially in the future, a relationship does come in. It is true love. But right now, you're attracting. You're filling up your cups. And that is what is going to bring in this success. Capricorn, you are on the right path, especially when you're focused on yourself. It's going to bring you success, prosperity. Just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. Remember that. You're the investment at this time. Invest in your education, your creativity, any type of learning, any type of technology. Some big plans for the future. Take calculated risks and save something to fall back on, right? Future goals and objectives. Always thinking about that nest egg, saving up for the future. Opportunities galore, I just heard. All right, we're going to summarize for Capricorn. You're going to be celebrating something very special soon. You'll be so full of joy and happiness. It will almost seem out of this world how suddenly all happens for you. Be ready for it. Expect it. It's happening. The Tower again. Yes, you don't know what or when, but Spirit says be ready for it. It's happening. Give me some angel numbers. Intuitive. What? 111. When you see that on the clock, listen to your intuition. Moderation. Everything in moderation, right? And then be patient. Going with the flow. Clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action. And then true love is unconditional love. Time to implement long cherished ideas. You're on the right track toward making your dreams and visions a reality. The right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent your way. Happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Trust in the process. What's the process, Moody? Prayer, meditation, and belief. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, put 111 in the comments. Hit the notification bell, and until the next moon phase, Capricorn, namaste.